This is absolutely criminal.
Well, hello everybody and happy Friday. Welcome to the show. This is Absolutely Criminal. My name is Andrew Martin and right beside me is Tiffie Lou. What's going on today, Tiffie Lou?
I'm still chewing.
But
Good.
What do you have in there?
Just a little edible.
Just a little edible
Little
for
something
later.
to help me relax.
All right.
That's all.
Yeah, they take a while to absorb, so I
don't think it'll kick in until this is over.
I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
It's a California thing. All right. Welcome to everybody who's here early. Renee, our moderator. Munira Sultana is here. Welcome. Jennifer Moan finally made a live, she said.
Mr. Seaman. I've never seen this person.
Yeah.
Hello. Let me take the name off.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, we're just getting started and we'll have some time to chat later. We're going to start off tonight. There was a little bit of Sarah Boone news.
Mm-hmm.
It's always frustrating because I want it to be big news.
You want it to be more news
or something.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
And I know that as a YouTuber, I shouldn't say this up front, but it's kind of underwhelming. Good night, everybody. And then the Michelle Troconis trial started yesterday. She is accused of murder. And then, of course, the big news in the last couple of days, Donna Adelson is hiring a very familiar person to defend her.
The angry cheerleader. He likes to yell a lot.
Right. But before we get to that, everybody, it's comments of the day.
Hey, wait, before we get started again, everybody hear us all right? We got a new computer.
We did, yeah.
We scraped up some change from our couch and bought it'll do the job.
Yeah, it was made this decade.
It was made, it was made like I think in the last year, so we might have some better look tonight.
Amelia Sparkle's in the house. How you doing? And Nunya, welcome. Okay, so comments of the day. This is in reference to the Adelson family. Just think of how wealthy they were, and that wasn't good enough. Mm-hmm. Yep, she had to have control of all her family. She brought this on herself, totally. Charlie had quite a life. So did Donna.
Honestly, when I think about it, it's like, okay, they must have really hated Dan. Yeah. I mean, because look at everything in their lives that they've sacrificed just to get him out of the picture.
Yep.
And that's just, it's crazy.
It really is. They sacrificed all their humanity. Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer, we're in California too. We feel your gas.
I don't know. Our gas prices did just drop 20 cents though. Just
to like down $8.
$4.09.
Oh, they're in the fours this time. All right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, Donna could have just been in Vietnam, maybe for real on vacation, and coming back now. She should be living her retirement years.
Glorious old life.
They got a
happiness of golf courses and things.
Yeah, and they have a fortune. It's not like they can't.
Well, they won't in a while. Well, I mean, they're burning through it like crazy.
They used to have a fortune. All right, this next one is a little perplexing. It's in reference to Donna.
Oh, yeah.
And this sounds like almost like one of their friends, like that doctor. But I don't know. This person is certainly on Donna's side, though.
Yeah.
But it gets weird, so stick with us. This woman is not guilty. Please leave them alone. I hope this happens to you one day. That's pretty mean.
Wow.
That is really mean.
You hope that
hope we hire a hitman.
Kill my ex-husband?
Yeah, we'll get right on that.
All righty.
All right. Hope this happens to you one day so that you look back at the karma you all did.
Ugh.
And not just us. It's all of you out there. You are all responsible for this. you're getting the karma.
Mhm.
I feel for her mom because the son got this elderly couple involved in his own twisted fuck up thing he did. He did this murder. I don't think her mother has anything to do with it. I guess they're talking about Charlie.
Um,
And it continues. He involved his mom by talking to her, but she didn't do anything.
mhm.
So have they accepted that maybe the golden child has done something now, but Donna could not have?
No, they're not accepting that Wendi did either.
Oh, let's continue. Wendi feels bad for her brother, but realized her brother did it. She is angry at her brother for destroying their lives and making everything a big mess when these people had a great future. Well, that's true. They had a great future. They made a
Mhm.
big mess.
But I don't think it was just him. I don't think he's smart enough
Yeah.
to have come up with this all on his own and not involve anyone. And it's just like, give me a break. No.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of unbelievable, like the double extortion theory, all the stuff you have to believe
It's just so
and twist
extreme
and
and
turn to make
stupid.
this
Yeah.
work, you know? But hope you have a better day, commenter that is a Donna Stan.
Uh-huh.
All right. Donna says, oh, this is in reference to the phone call or one of the phone calls where she doesn't know she's being recorded.
Yeah. Mhm.
Donna says, for something he didn't do. Weird. If she doesn't think he did it, what does that mean? Because he didn't pull the trigger. Because he didn't pull the trigger? Because she really believes he was not involved? Or because she kept the phone connection on instead of hanging up?
Oh, like she said that on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, like you claiming your son didn't do something doesn't make it school like appointments. Trust me.
Yeah.
Saying this isn't in his character doesn't get him off the hook. You know?
Well, it's not in Donna's character either to order a hit. And I mean, something is not in your character until it is, really, pretty much. Nothing really surprises me too much anymore. Old people and cell phones. I just don't know.
See,
don't get us in trouble
yeah,
again.
we already got slammed for saying the word boomer. Okay. Come on, you're dragging us down over here.
Oh, dear. Okay. So, if you didn't know, Jennifer Draconis is on trial, accused of conspiring with her lover to kill the lover's wife. And so she was in court today and yesterday, just getting started there. And so I'm going to give you a rundown of this case. And if you have any questions, comments, just leave them and we'll stop in the middle here. But let's get going. Got a drink. Tasty Diet Dr. Pepper in homage to Sarah.
Yeah, she doesn't drink diet though. She drinks straight up sugar.
And she never got her Dr. Pepper. Legend.
She could probably get it from commissary though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to commissary.
Right.
Okay. So that's Fotis and Jennifer Dulos. Let's see. So
she's really pretty.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen her face.
Yeah, she is really pretty. This is happened in kind of our backyard in Connecticut. We used to live there. Yeah.
Oh, sweetie, New Cannon was not in our backyard.
No, yeah, we didn't
could not afford to live there at all.
Okay? Right. Yeah, we were admiring from afar.
Yeah, that was the millionaire town that we could drive by, but we couldn't stop at.
All right. So Jennifer Farber and Fotis Dulos met at Brown University and later married in 2004. They settled in Farmington, Connecticut, where Fotis established his real estate development company, the Four Group. The couple had 5 children, and well, they still do.
Yeah.
And Jennifer was known for her active role as a mother and community member. Farmington's pretty nice.
Farmington is not. You actually have to be pretty wealthy to live in Farmington.
Yeah.
So if Farmington is slumming for them.
But the people in New Canaan look down their noses.
Oh, no. Farmington is like the ghetto compared to New. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we lived in West Hartford.
Which was really nice.
Which is a really nice city. It's gorgeous and I think pretty safe. But we lived in sort of the bad neighborhood.
No, we lived on the side of town where people had jobs.
Right. Yes, we were in a working class neighborhood.
The other side of town, no one worked,
and
they just played golf.
There were at least one mom that would not take take Jeremiah home because it was in that neighborhood.
Oh yeah. He couldn't. She would insist he walk home because she was too scared to drive to our neighborhood, which was just insane. There was absolutely nothing going on in our neighborhood.
No.
And it was even well lit. We even had streetlights.
Oh, we had good people too. Good neighbors. You guys are not. You guys are East Coasters living on the West Coast, and I'm a West Coaster living on the East Coast. Yeah, we
correction, Sparkles. We are West Coasters that lived on the East Coast and then came back to the West Coast.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, Andrew still wants to go back, but yeah.
All right, so the marriage began to unravel. This is another very contentious divorce. It smacks of like Dan Markel and Wendi Adelson. The marriage began to unravel, leading Jennifer to file for divorce in 2017. The divorce filings revealed a troubled relationship, with Jennifer expressing fear for her safety and alleging Fotis's infidelity. This period marked the beginning of a contentious and public divorce battle, highlighting issues of domestic strife. Now, on May 24th, 2019, Jennifer Farber Dulos. What are you pointing at?
You don't have to read everything I highlight.
Oh, I see.
I'll nudge you if it's at Andrew.
All right. Yeah, just poke me in the ribs. Yeah. Jennifer Farber Dulos on May 24th, 2019, disappeared after dropping her children at school in New Canaan. Is it New Canaan or New Canaan? I've heard both.
I've heard both, and I heard New Canaan in West Hartford, but I also heard other people say New Canaan.
I'm going to go with New Canaan.
New Canaan.
All right.
It's got two A's in it. It's very confusing.
It is.
Yeah.
Looks like James Caan. Her vehicle was later found abandoned, and evidence of an attack, including bloodstains, were discovered in her garage. The incident triggered a massive search operation and a complex criminal investigation. June 2019, the investigation quickly focused on Fotis Dulos. That's him in the handcuffs there.
That's her little hubby guy?
That's hubby.
He's kind of good looking too.
He is kind of good looking.
I don't mean to say...
He cleans up nice.
Okay. I'm going to say something that's probably going to be trashed on, comments later. But I have to say...
Yeah.
The people in Connecticut overall are not very good looking.
Oh my God.
So when you see somebody who's good looking and he's married to another person who's really good looking and it's Connecticut.
We got to move on. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, you do. And we've had this conversation.
No, the people of Connecticut are fine people.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with them. I said they weren't good looking. This good looking guy is a murderer or whatever. So
yes, you do see the good looking people every now and then, apparently, in Connecticut.
Only in New Canaan.
Sorry, Connecticut. We love
you.
Canaan. Okay, so 2019, as the investigation progressed, more evidence surfaced, including alibi scripts found in Fotis's home, which detailed his and Michelle's actions, that's her, on the day of Jennifer's disappearance. The evidence raised suspicions about their involvement and potential cover-up efforts. Now, on January 7th, 2020, this guy...
he's not good looking there. Is that the same guy?
No, this is a different guy.
Oh, okay. I was going to go like, dang, it's been hard on him.
Meet Kent Mawhinney. And I have a couple pictures of him tonight, but I thought he was just making a face in that photograph, but it turns out that's just his face. Right. He looks the same in kind of every photograph.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Okay. So the case escalated with the arrest of Fotis Dulos, of course, Michelle Troconis, and Kent Mawhinney, Fotis's friend and attorney. Fotis faced charges of felony murder, and kidnapping.
You wrote this. What, were you having trouble reading it?
Well, no, the felony murder. They were asking what was the difference between murder and felony murder. I believe he's charged with both. I don't know.
Well, because it's not manslaughter, right?
Right. I guess felony murder is a murder that happens while you're doing a felony. So they seem to get that charge in there when they can, you know. I don't know how that works, but Fotis faced charges of felony murder.
Hang on a second. I got to answer Carrie.
Okay.
It was my first edible today. Yes.
First edible of the day.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. And investigation. Let's see. Okay, so Fotis faced charges of felony. Yeah, we've been over that 3 times now.
Yes,
yeah, Michelle and this guy here, Kent Mawhinney, were charged with conspiracy to commit murder, pointing to a broader plot behind the scenes. Okay, so this is Fotis Dulos' suicide note.
Yeah, somebody actually said, "Why would you name your kid Fotis?"
Yes.
1 hour drive force. Okay, yeah, that's that. Oh, exactly. That's a weird. Is he Greek or something? It sounds.
He's Greek. Yes.
Okay. Look at me knowing Greek.
I know. Shout out to all the Fotises and Nicola Papases out there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, so it's hard to read on the screen, and it's even hard to read here. But
oh my gosh, it's all blurry.
Yeah, he says, "Hey all. If you are reading this, I am no more. I refuse to spend even an hour more in jail for something I had nothing to do with. Enough is enough. If it takes my head to end this, so be it. I want it to be known that Michelle Troconis had nothing to do with Jennifer's disappearance, and neither did Kent Mawhinney. Well, if you didn't have anything to do with it, how do you know she didn't have anything to do with it?"
Mm-hmm.
But that's another story. I asked the state to let them free of any such accusations. And I also asked the state to stop harassing my friends. And they one has a very Greek name, so I'm gonna pass over that.
I'm disgusting. I'm sorry.
I won't butcher the highly Greek name there, but he wants them to leave his friends alone.
But he's going to kill himself. So how's he going to know if anybody did that?
Yeah. Well, it's a last dying request of a man.
Yeah, but he's in jail. Nobody
you
really
have to honor that.
Respects those, do they?
They let's see. They are honorable people, he says. He continues.
Oh, okay.
Please let my children know that I love them. I will do anything to be with them, but unfortunately, we all have our limits. The state will not rest until I am in jail. My attorney can explain what happened with the bags on Albany Avenue. Everything else is a story fabricated by law enforcement. I want to thank all the family and friends that stood by me for a difficult time. Above all, Anna Curry. Shout out to Anna Curry. I guess she did him a favor.
Awesome, Nunya. She became a member.
All right. Woo! Welcome, Nunya. Thank you so much for doing that. We have a membership program. You can see it on the tab there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We released a video today, too. Exclusive.
You're such a nerd. Okay, go on.
I really am. I am sorry for letting you down, he continues, and not continuing the fight, Fotis. So that was his goodbye to the world. And
did he actually kill himself?
Yeah. He
did.
Okay. Yeah.
This was her husband.
Right.
And his name's Fotis or Folos.
Fotis.
So Fotis.
All right. Let's see. Unresolved mysteries. Let me go back one here. All right. So that's his suicide.
So wait, what is he claiming happened to her? If he had nothing to do with it, how does he know that these people weren't involved?
Yeah, that was my question.
What's he claiming?
Right. It's like you know.
Let me see the little note. It doesn't say anything about her at all.
Michelle?
Yeah.
It says she had nothing to do with it.
No. I mean about his wife.
Oh no, he didn't mention his wife at all.
What the heck?
And it sounds kind of like Brian Laundrie's mother wrote a letter, like just so grandiose and narcissistic.
This looks like it was written
reminds
in
me of that.
crayon.
All right, moving on.
Sorry.
So in a shocking development, you all know now, Fotis Dulos attempted suicide and later died in the hospital. His death left a lot of questions unanswered and shifted the focus of the legal proceedings. Guess who was holding the bag? Michelle Draconis and her pal Kent Mulwiney. The case took on a new dimension with the primary suspect no longer alive to stand trial and no longer facing justice. Took the easy way out. Unresolved mysteries. Despite extensive investigations, Jennifer's body has not been found to this day, and the full narrative of her disappearance remains unclear. The ongoing trials and investigations continue to seek answers to these lingering questions with the hope of providing closure to Jennifer's family and the community. Fotis Dulos' financial struggles, including a civil lawsuit by Jennifer's mother, and significant debts are explored as a potential motive for the crime. I think his mother-in-law, he's claiming, gifted him a couple $1 million.
Oh,
but,
man, I want a present.
But they say it's a loan. The financial strain coupled with the contentious divorce is presented as a backdrop that could have driven the events leading to Jennifer's disappearance. We've certainly heard that before. Contentious divorce driving a murder. Good evening, Moments of Trading. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the medical examiner examined the scene, and he opines that Jennifer sustained injuries that would be survivable without medical intervention, suggesting a violent homicide. The assessment was based on blood loss and nature of the crime scene, and it played a crucial role in categorizing the case as a homicide, despite the absence of Jennifer's body.
Okay.
Which is tough to do.
This isn't a good picture of her. Those last photos you showed me, she was like a model.
Oh, yeah, we'll move on.
There we go. That's a better picture.
Maybe the lighting was bad. But
too many gums, I think.
All right. So, you always fluster me, Tiffie, when you get so close to me.
You're reading a sentence, Andrew. How hard is this?
All right. The discovery of zip ties at the crime scene suggests that Jennifer was restrained, supporting the kidnapping charge against Fotis Dulos, which he's no longer facing. This evidence indicates a level of premeditation and violence. And then finally, we have another picture.
Yes, exactly. It's a little off. She needs to just soften her smile. We wouldn't even notice.
Tooth to gum ratio, very important.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so here's the guy with the face. Right. Mulwiney's connection to a suspicious hole found at the Windsor and Rod Gun Club. Now, to be fair, this last point, I have not looked into the rabbit hole of this suspicious hole.
In a gun club.
In the gun club.
Aren't
so
gun clubs usually just held in like trailers or something?
Yes, but I can't wait to find out all about it. And I know I'll get crap for not knowing about the case, but you know, but anyway.
Go easy on him.
There's a hole, guys. There's a hole.
There's a hole.
At the Windsor Rod and Gun Club.
Now, that
and
doesn't roll off the tongue.
His inconsistent statements add complexity to the case. His alleged involvement and the discovery of this potential gravesite provide a chilling dimension to the investigation. That is Fotis Dulos and the case of Jennifer Dulos.
Okay, so he looks okay, and I know. Okay, here we go, fourth grade humor. But I am like not even exaggerating. He looks like he's holding in a fart, like he's gonna fart, and he doesn't.
Why must you always?
He knows it's gonna be loud. You know, it's not gonna be like when he could just seep out.
Oh my goodness!
That's what the face is.
The fart humor. All right.
It's not humor. It's people fart. It's a fact.
Well, you know who else farts? Charlie Adelson and Donna, his mother.
She farts.
Farts as well.
But her face looks like that anyway.
Dear God, let this pass. Daniel's back in the den because she hired Daniel Rashbaum, who is fresh off a loss, an L.
I don't understand. He just lost the case with your son. Your son is now in prison forever and ever and ever. And you're going to hire him to keep you from going to prison.
Right. And not only that.
Wait, what? Does he owe you a favor?
On recording, you kind of implied that you consulted him before you took off for Vietnam. And he's like, well, maybe you'll make it. Maybe you'll get arrested at the airport. I don't know. But that's kind of what she implied. And that's what this next clip is talking about. This is from dealt and felt that.
Oh, yeah. I feel bad to be the bailiff behind him.
All right.
Tim, one thing that's really interesting is that Donna Adelson is on jail calls talking about how she's having all of these conversations with Dan Rashbaum. And she's saying when she's on a hot mic, if you will, she doesn't realize she's still being recorded, about talking to Dan and whether or not they could get out in time. And that she's talking about going to Vietnam. So what kind of problem does that create if she's actually talking to him about possibly fleeing?
Well, it's not sure if she was talking to Harvey because she didn't know the recording was still going on. If she was talking to Harvey, that's not attorney-client privilege, the third party. If she's talking about fleeing the jurisdiction to avoid prosecution, is that privilege material? Does that fit the exception of crime? It could be a problem. The state might want to call Dan to be a witness because that's going to be a really key piece of evidence in this case is her flight to avoid prosecution and extradition. And there's going to be a...
Was that her actual plane or was that just like a little... Like,
that was
we're
probably...
just going to show you at airport.
That was probably B-roll footage.
Right,
that's
okay.
Just put in there.
I just assumed.
The old stock.
I like Moments in Trading's little tag to Willy Wonka there.
Cheer up. You want to
Actually, I think she sings Chin Up, Charlie, because whenever I tell people to park up, I actually start singing it.
And now it's going to be stuck in your head.
I know. And I don't even know all the words. It's just going to be one line over and over again.
Yep. But he makes a good point. And I know you don't come to Absolutely Criminal for legal analysis, but it seems to me that if he's going to be a witness in her trial, potentially, he can't be her lawyer at the same time.
You're right. He couldn't, right? Well, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to talk to Mentor. He'd know.
We got to talk to Mentor.
Yeah.
Plus, what are the ethics of him knowing allegedly or potentially that she was leaving for Vietnam? I don't know what you have to report as well. So here is another one involving the arrest warrant and the search warrant, actually. They took Donna's phones and all her electronics.
Don't they generally always do that?
They do, yeah. But they're hoping to find secrets. Here we go.
Tim, one thing that's really interesting is that Donna Adelson is on jail calls talking about how she's having all of these conversations with Dan Rashbaum. And she's saying when she's on a hot mic, if you will, she doesn't realize she's still being recorded, about talking to Dan and whether or not they could get out in time. And that she's talking about going to Vietnam. So what kind of problem does that create if she's actually talking to him about possibly fleeing?
Well, it's not sure if she was talking to Harvey because she didn't know the recording was still going on. If she was talking to Harvey, that's not attorney-client privilege, the third party. If she's talking about fleeing the jurisdiction to avoid prosecution, is that privilege material? Does that fit the exception of crime?
Sorry, I think I played the same dang clip. All right, so here is...
He's kidding.
Oh my gosh. So here is the electronics search warrant video.
Okay.
One thing I wanted to ask you about was these new search warrants. Obviously, electronic devices these days, I feel like it's the 21st century DNA. These electronic devices store every little thing you do. And often the evidence can be very damning. Now they're looking back at these MacBook Pros going back to 2012. Your thoughts on that?
I think that's interesting because we're seeing a lot of new crimes. And the way you analyze the DNA is that's how the Innocence Project got all these people off death row because of DNA. Now you look at the Murdaugh trial in South Carolina. What convicted him? The Snapchat, when he said he wasn't at the dog cages and it was picked up by his son sending a Snapchat. So yeah, these electronics can kill you, and it stores forever. FBI has the most talented people. If there's something there, they're going to be able to find it, and it could shed light and maybe Wendi's involvement or conversations that we haven't heard before. There's a reason they asked for those items, because they're still searching for more.
One thing I want to.
Yeah. So in the end, all your electronics, that little rectangle in your pocket, they get you. And it's
well, especially if you research or do any kind of,
it's surprising to me that a lot of folks don't know in 2024. I'm pulling the current year thing here. In current year, it's surprising that people don't know that when you delete files or pictures or whatever on your computer and your smartphone, they're not really gone. Mm-hmm. They're just disassociated with any new, they're overwritten. Mm-hmm. They're flagged to be overwritten. So until you fill that space, they're not going to be gone forever, and they can come in and, just do their forensic stuff. Mm-hmm. So it will be great if we get some stuff from Donna's phone.
Well, okay, now, not that I'm plotting a crime.
Never.
But no, these people look up stuff on the internet. Okay. And I can understand that. There's questions. I wouldn't know what exactly what country, doesn't. I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
I would need to look that up.
Maybe use the incognito window. I don't know.
I wouldn't even do that. I'm like, why don't these people go to the library? Why do they just use somebody else's computer?
Yeah, but you know what? They have cameras there now too. And
they have cameras, but who's going to know?
You log into the internet. They have a record. You present your library card.
Okay, well then, if you're going to plan a murder, get a different library card. I mean, I'm just saying, there's got to be other ways.
We didn't think that far ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they went out of their way to hire a gang, but they put everything on their own personal devices.
Yeah,
it's just like, you didn't even try?
Right.
Like, they didn't even try.
And, I mean, it's contagious. The hitman rented a car in his own freaking name on his own credit card. So, you can't...
that's a good point.
You can't stop the stupid sometimes.
Donna assumed she'd be out of the U.S., so maybe she didn't try to hide her stuff on her tablet.
Oh, yeah.
I can understand that.
I mean, what are they going to do? Arrest me in Vietnam?
Maybe.
I guess. Yeah, possibly, actually. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for clips. I want to get back to watching
our interrogation.
Yeah,
that we ended up getting cut off the other night.
How's everybody doing? It's great to see you all. We're having a good time. We have a new computer, and things are looking up. So great to see you all here. Because of Interpol, there
are very few countries, really.
Yeah, there are very few countries that don't eventually.
I was going to say, I'm like, was there anyone better than Vietnam? And I'm guessing maybe not.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say Russia these days. But they're not going to give you back for a little price, but but then that comes with its own set of problems, doesn't it?
Very good point.
Get a burner
phone.
Yep, that's not associated with your name. Okay, but the problem there too is, where do you buy a burner phone? At the Walmart. And even if Walmart, you walk into the Walmart and the electronics section, and they've got you on video. Even if you use cash, they go back to that point in time. They'll have their rookies go over.
My point is this was planned. Mm-hmm. First of all, your trip to the library, your trip to Walmart, you don't go on the same day. Mm-hmm. We all saw that one where they went to one store and bought all of their kidnapping supplies at the one store, and they paid with their credit card.
Right.
We don't do that if you're planning a murder.
Yeah.
If you're going to get the burner phone, just get a burner phone, like on your freaking lunch hour, and then months later.
How many times
Hit up the library.
How many times are we watching a Dateline and they have the guy that killed his wife, but then they have the camera at Home Depot of him buying the bucket and the saw and all that stuff. So
yeah. Have someone else go get it. Exactly. I mean, he had all these little gangsters that were working for him. Couldn't they just go to Walmart and get him a burner phone?
Yeah, you don't need to tell him what it's for.
It's just a phone. It could be just like a road trip phone, you know?
Forget you ever met them. All right. So when last we left Wendi, she is in the interrogation room and her victim counselor is about to walk back in the room. She's been told, of course, a couple hours ago that Dan is deceased, and now the detective's out of the room doing detective things, and the grief counselor / victim advocate is coming in the room.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at Wendi. Riveting.
We should do a reenactment of her and the sorry, the weed's kicking in.
Oh no.
What's that woman? What you just said? What victim advocate? Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should do a reenactment of that.
All right.
Sorry, I'm real sick a little bit, and then
Mike's still.
Yeah, you
can
can,
say kid,
and I'll be the victim.
Bring her here for you.
Put you in
Ella
the
is gonna get Jade. I'm sorry, investigator Isam, which is the man that says, yeah, he's gonna grab mine. Yes, and Jane kind of voiced to Joanna, the kids probably wouldn't really necessarily recognize her. So, and in the meantime, Alan and Lynn got in touch with Joanna. So I think now what's happening, Joanna already called the preschool. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of people can't stand Wendi anymore. We don't blame you if
they just see her sitting there nodding and they want to stab her multiple times.
Yeah.
She's just that obnoxious.
Yeah, Miss Sultana, we wouldn't mind if you click off this video and go watch one of our many episodes.
I know, we have other stuff.
Yeah, so
we're just really obsessed with this one right now.
If you don't like Wendi, we got solutions for you.
I know this is a lot of information taken, but I think Lynn's going to come here, get car seats, go to the preschool. She can't take the car because they were like examining the car. I don't, but essentially, if they can take the car seats, the car's so dirty. Covered in Cheerios. And I actually meant to make an appointment this week to get it cleaned, and I didn't get around to it. So
Wendy's got the giggles again. The women that was in such a hurry but takes the longest route to a liquor store. Yeah.
So they're gonna take the car seats out of the car, put them in Alan and Lynn's, and they'll bring them. Alan and Lynn, like the kids will be quite comfortable around them. Right. Okay. Then Jane's right. She hasn't seen the kids in a while. So Jane's coming in here now? Yes. Does she know what's going on? Do Alan and Lynn know what's going on? I think they know that he's been.
Does Jan know what's going on? Has she been briefed? Has she been briefed on the details?
Seriously injured? I don't. Sorry, Annie. Oh, take her. Oh.
I think this is one of Wendy's friends. Does anybody know for sure?
Yeah, Jen. She called her Jen.
Jen, does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I needed to call you. Okay, sweetie. Should I tell you? They didn't tell me. I know. There's things on the news. It is on the news, but I don't know anything. I know there was a shooting in Danny's block this morning. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Well, that's not all she knows. She knows that.
Well, she has to say that she's at the police station. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
You gotta put that.
I think that's the rehearsal kicking in because she's been told that the bullet entered his.
Yeah,
skull.
like we were already here. He told you that he's not even visible to be viewed. You know,
any tears in those tissues were
Or
tears of joy.
No kidding.
Yeah, right. If the tissues were not bone dry, then it was tears of joy. Confirmed.
Oh, dear. Oh, honey. You know how he is.
She's laughing too.
He's not good, Jane. Really. And I was driving up the street, and I saw like the tape And I just thought, oh, maybe there's like an electrical outage or something. Like I saw the street blocked. So you have a
Oh, Jane, I see. Here we go. Sorry. Wendi and this lady, Jane McPherson. I did hear her last name.
Oh.
Went for a walk 3 days ago. Wendi spent that time planting into Jane's head that Jeff L., of course, was jealous and angry.
I see.
Ooh.
driving into town.
Thank you for the little insight.
Yeah, considering we had no idea who she was. I heard her name, but I didn't remember the connection.
All right. Keep going on those comments.
I was running errands. I was meeting some friends for lunch, and I drove up Trescott because it's the shortcut. And so I drove up Trescott, and I see the tape, and I was like,
Yeah, good to see you, Skeeter girl. I know you're not feeling well, and you're just listening tonight, but we appreciate you stopping by.
I guess there was like an electrical outage because sometimes we'd have trees that would fall or whatever, and so I turned around and didn't think anything of it. I was at lunch with 2 friends, and the officer shows up. And I've been here since then.
And you don't have a phone?
Well, I had a phone. I gave them. I said you can search my phone because maybe they can like find something useful on it.
We have to go through a lot of these steps.
Yeah, that's why you offered it up. She didn't offer it up. They just took it.
I'm Wendi. I'm very helpful.
And you didn't offer shit. Not only that, like, what are they going to find on your phone?
Yeah.
You don't offer it up. She's so full of shit. Oh my God.
Explain to her. It's just as much effort to go through the steps to exclude anybody that could possibly be involved. Yeah. So we have her phone as soon as it's apparently it's taking a little bit longer than normal.
Thank you, Moments. So clarification on Jane McPherson, a victim's advocate and friend of Wendy's. Jane was there to pick up the car seats to take the kids for Wendi. Wendi asked if she could come in to give Wendi a hug.
Wait, Wendi asked?
I think he means, yeah. I think he means
who
Jane.
wants to hug?
Jane wants to hug Wendi.
Oh.
And as soon as we get done with the phone, she'll get it back. So but the main thing I was concerned about is the kids need to be picked up on Friday.
Right. And so when I came and they said they'd spoken to the Grossman.
Yes, thank you for the info.
You don't have to pause every time I tap the screen.
Well, no, it's because of the way you looked at the comment. You looked at it very endearingly.
Andrew, it's written small and I had to read it. That's all it was.
You nodded your head, you giggled a little bit.
Okay.
And so I thought it might be important, but it turns out it's just the weed.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'll get the kids. I'm a social worker. I picked up kids that don't know me before, but I think especially given this.
Gave them your name, and Lindsay said, I think like Alan and Lynn have done it. Like when Danny had his back surgery, Alan and Lynn did it before. So because I was right, so they have right. They've done it before. They've got 4 kids, so it can.
I have You're gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna So like I might have a blanket in my car or something.
Wait a minute. So wait, they were planning this since 2012. He wasn't killed till 2014.
Yeah.
So we're saying they had 2 years and they didn't bother to try to cover themselves up.
They've been knocking this around in their heads
2
for
years.
over 10 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is just so disgusting. I mean, they had everything. They had the American dream, you know?
Let's all give Wesley a little hug.
All right, Wesley, you deserve a hug today. Do something nice for yourself.
Do we have anything here, or have they all been used?
I mean, this woman had a freezing.
And I apologize. I thought about that when she was shivering earlier, but I guess got a lot of stuff.
No, certainly it's not the most important.
No. I saw her shivering, and I kept thinking I'll go out and find.
Yeah, Wendi likes to repeat stories. Like she likes to tell the hitman thing over and over. She likes to say that she thought a tree was down. You hear that several different times with several different people.
Because she learned her lines.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I mean, Chris Watts did the same kind of thing. He had a story. And so if you watch all the footage, like I did because I'm a huge nerd, you hear him tell the same stories over and over.
And the thing is, I mean, even when I have been questioned about something, I don't tell the story the same way every time. And sometimes I don't even remember it the same way. When she's on the stand, we're talking 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's got the same memorized
exact
story.
same way.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of is like being a kid, something would happen, some news in the family, and you would hear mom on the phone talking and relaying the story,
Mhm.
and then, you know, getting it all out and then hanging up, and then you hear the same story over again. And
Mhm.
sorry, mom, if you're listening to the show, but just reminded me of that for some reason. But very rehearsed, not in that instance, but in Wendy's instance,
yeah,
for
definitely
sure.
with Wendi.
Out of there. They had a bunch of them. But I don't know what's still available.
So what do you mean he's not good? What do you know? I don't think he's gonna make it. Oh my god. Just really?
Thank you. Oh, she just pulled out another tissue to
Because she doesn't think he's going to make it.
yeah.
Both of you. I haven't done it as all I can. That would be great. Thank you. I really don't think that. You know that?
What's that? I'm sorry.
You know that they don't think he's gonna make it through this? Oh,
No.
You're not gonna like it.
and he's a TMA trainer? I was asking because I thought maybe he would, and I wasn't ready, right? I wanted the kids to get with him. It's like, you know, like, okay.
And how does this just not hit you? This just hit me like Daniel is dying. He has no hope to live.
Mm-hmm.
The father of your children taken away from them. Just how does it not hit you in this moment? Like, I know people are different and
Do you think in this moment her tears are sincere?
I don't even know if they're coming out, but
I know. Well, we can't tell by this video.
I think
So,
she's got so much going on upstairs that even if she was in grief, it wouldn't process. You know
if
what
I
I mean?
needed to create tears,
Mm-hmm.
I could create them. I could think of something else that makes me
Oh, I know. I've
upsetting
seen you
and
cry
sad.
on stage.
But this is the thing. She could be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
She could be tapping into something else that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I mean, she
Um,
did. She was a great actress,
mhm.
according to her mama.
According to her mother. My mother says that too, though. So I think that's what moms are supposed to say.
Dear God, you have so much in common with Wendi Adelson. I like the way you spelled the B word there.
Yeah.
Biatch. I don't know, I mean, you know, this would be a very tragic,
And he
sad
has
moment
family and
here.
stuff that has to- No, no, it's right. I know, but I mean, the girlfriend, anybody come down? Nothing.
Amy, I don't know if Amy knows yet. I don't have Amy's phone number.
Amy's on Facebook.
I'll contact her.
She's on Facebook. I mean, they can be found.
You know, I was thinking of one more thing. This is really tangential, but his friend I told you about, Matt Price, his wife's brother was killed. So if you're gonna call someone first, Matt's gonna lose it. So
I don't intend on calling.
Oh, so Matt, I thought she was saying that if you're going to call someone first, you know, they just had their family member die. They probably did it. But no, she's just saying that I guess he would be sensitive to the call.
Yeah, no, I did not hear that.
Woo!
Wow. Okay.
Oh, Matt, I just need to have the background on different associates and friends and so forth. You know, my objective is to find out who did this. So, based on what you've told me, I'm going to take that information, compile it with other information that other investigators have worked on, and we'll see where it leads. Now, I'm not saying anybody that you told me about is anyway involved.
Is there any sign of stuff being stolen from the house?
I can't say.
Yeah, no sign of stuff being stolen from the house. Yeah, Debbie hit this nail on the head. The money she stole, all the house furnishings, the way she moved out on Dan and took those boys, she tortured him. while he was alive.
Yep.
And then organized his. It takes a special kind of person to do this, even if you're not going to have him killed. You're in for the long game. How do you do that?
This is a good point. Yeah.
I know I'm a pretty broken human being, but it's just really foreign to me.
I didn't think he was hard on her either. The interrogator.
Oh, right. Oh,
I don't. I've seen these even with children, and he's babying her.
yeah.
Is he being taken in by her?
Right. We very rarely see like a friend or somebody brought in to comfort.
Yeah, and then her friend's allowed to come in?
So maybe Isom has no idea that.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I think there are a lot. Of course, this is easy for me to say sitting here in 2024, but I feel like it was a lot of missed opportunities looking back on it.
Okay.
So,
but you are discussing that you don't think he's going to live.
I'm telling you a fact that I know he's not going to live.
Exactly.
He's not going to live.
Like if we watch the Slender Man video, that interrogation, she got more questions from the little gentle talk to the kid cop than this guy's given her.
And he did it in a nice, caring way. I mean, he, kill him with kindness.
Okay. So,
is he dead now?
Well, we already discussed that with her. Is he has enough injury that's traumatic enough that he's not going to be able to recover from it.
Yep.
Yeah, Wendi narrates her whole life, and she likes to bring up random facts.
Oh yeah,
just because it's a relief. She can talk about something true.
Like, I have that skirt.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you kind of look like me. But
you have beautiful blue eyes like I do.
What?
What?
Did Lynn already go get the boys?
What's happening right now is Lynn's on her way here. She doesn't have car seats. Then take the car seats out of your van, put them in Lynn's vehicle, and she's going to go directly to Creative Preschool.
She has a key in my house, so she can
pick up the kids. If I get a chance to, when she arrives, I will talk to her briefly and basically tell her, let's.
Yeah, that pile of Kleenex is a pile of dry kindling there. If you need to
just put them back in your pocket.
Yeah. If you're ever out lost in the woods, try to track down her used Kleenex.
Wait on discussing anything with the children.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would do that anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be better if she didn't know. Like just because that she's gonna be done. Like, what if she can't then drive and go get the boys? Like,
she's directing the whole thing. Like, she allegedly directed all this chaos. She's even directing right now. Maybe it's better if we don't tell her before, she arrives with the boys.
Okay, but let me just say to you, I didn't know anything when I came here. So my husband Googles and says there was a shooting on Triscott Drive this morning.
I got a call from my real estate agent who heard something.
So I know that I didn't.
You got a call from your friend concerned that there was tape on your...
Because she didn't think a tree fell down.
Right.
That's why.
And it turns out another friend didn't think a tree fell down, was very concerned.
Didn't know why I was coming here, but anybody with more sense would have known that.
John told you that?
Yes.
When you told him you were coming here?
No, they found John. Interestingly, they found John's cell phone number.
They found me eating lunch. I don't know how that happened. I'm fascinated still.
Your phone, genius.
They've been following you, Wendi. They know where you are.
It's interesting. So they called my husband's cell phone, and he's like, here she is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Whenever I watch this interrogation, my daughter asked me why the lady was hyperventilating so fake. Yeah, I mean, okay. So
she goes on and off with it too.
We've all probably broken down in grief, crying tears, like, but then at a certain point you recover and you're not happy, but you're talking normally.
You have to stop talking
You
in
don't-
order to breathe regular.
You don't maintain the same energy all the way through.
And the thing is she turns it off when she wants to talk about the chick's little dress.
Yeah, she does that.
But all of a
Yeah.
sudden, her friend comes in and she's in tears again.
But then she sounds happy.
And
I
now
mean,
she's joking.
her mouth would be turned down and she would, maybe find something ironic, but she's giggles. Miss Giggles.
Talked to her, and they said you needed me at the police department, so I came. It was not a.
What did you think I needed you for?
I wasn't thinking it was good news, but I didn't. My thought was that Danny had probably assaulted you. That was my thought.
I think that was Lisa's thought, but she's like, I heard there was a shot on Prescott. So I hope you're okay.
So her friends, because Wendy's been feeding them, maybe truths about their bad marriage. Her friends were concerned for Wendi.
But no, somebody else shared earlier that she was implying that Jeff is also jealous, you know, to her friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So she puts that in her friends' minds, and then her friends bring him up.
She's the director of the show.
Yep.
Realtor.
Yeah.
So that was my,
Charlie's the producer.
This scenario.
Yeah, Charlie's the money man. I guess Harvey would be like the executive producer. They have the title, but they don't really do much.
Yeah,
but,
he just cuts the checks.
Yeah. And Wendi, the director.
Which is now not seeming real to me.
Yeah.
Well, seeing like that was not what I thought of.
I just keep picturing the kids.
Right. No. So there's no point in doing that. Don't do that. So
When Lynn gets here, I'm going to just ask her
That's
to take
actually true. They are, but I mean, she's been there 6 hours.
Right.
But he hasn't even asked, like another thing they do in interrogations that he hasn't really done is he hasn't asked the same question in a different way.
Right.
He hasn't done any of those little tricks to see if you're going to be consistent with your answers.
And, they do leave her alone in the room, but not for long periods of time as they tend to do in interrogations.
They usually leave you there a while and then watch you from outside just to see you go nuts.
Let you stew in your own juices.
Yeah.
the kids to her house. Would that be?
I think that's much reasonable.
Is that better? She has a TV. They can watch TV.
I know, but they've been there before.
A bunch.
Yeah, take them
Very
there.
comfortable.
They have children of their own.
They've got 4 kids. They're grown, but
Take them there.
okay. Yeah, because
I'm going to go make sure that I don't miss her.
okay.
Let girlfriend, right?
Yeah, he's more of providing assistance, I think, than in certainly not conducting an interrogation. She hasn't been anywhere near her Miranda rights, of course.
Phones to Sarah, by the way.
Hi, sir. Are you a victim man? I am.
I said you used to be a victim advocate. Was that not true?
Yeah, I've done lots of stuff like that.
I recognize your name.
What's your last name?
Latour? I've only been here about 2.5 years.
I am losing my shit.
Well, that would be appropriate. I think you should do that.
I think if you don't do that, that's
No,
not
they
right.
don't read
Who
your
would've
rights
done
unless
this?
you're being arrested.
Yeah.
And are they going to come after my kids? Or me? Who's next?
Is Jeff this much of a lunatic?
I didn't even think of Jeff. I hope to God not.
May I ask you, Jeff?
Yeah, of
I
course.
think you should. I think that Wendy's been seeing a guy called Jeff
Who's a friend of Jane's. And
who's
Wow.
jealous.
yeah.
This is chilling.
Mm-hmm.
The discussion about Jeff, and seems like a nice guy to me. I'd hang out with him. Kind of a dork, but whatever.
He would totally be one of your friends.
Yeah. But this is really chilling. Like, she's feeding them the story. Wow.
Are you still currently seeing him, or just something you kind of let taper off?
It's been a bad week.
Okay.
Yeah, Jane and I actually went for a walk together Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Earlier this week.
But you've taken a 1 week break from
I took
Jeff.
a 1 week break from communication with Jeff to figure out what to do.
Okay.
Because we've been dating for like 9 months, so I think 10 months a year.
And when you use the word dating to you, that's my boyfriend, or is it more of just dating, like the casual? Okay.
No, like,
It's setting him up to take the fall for a murder.
he was my boyfriend and involved with the kids, and I mean, yeah. And we had kind of a fight recently, and he's been trying to get back together, and I didn't know if I wanted to, and so he actually, the morning that I gave
Jane
that,
was explaining things because Wendi has been feeding Jane information
Yeah.
that isn't true. So Jane thinks she's in the know on something, and she's not.
Yeah, now Wendy's plan is working beautifully. She's rubbing her hands together like a villain.
Yeah.
Because they're regurgitating the stuff that she's been feeding them and presenting it as if, wow,
as if she experienced it too.
Oh, you
because
gotta,
she heard
you gotta
about it.
look at Jeff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
talk. My boys were there, and Jeff was watching them, so I could give the talk. Like he's, Jane, do you think he would? I have to tell them about.
I think I was to tell them about him because that is the only, I mean,
God forbid.
the only
Smart.
thing
She
that
got
I
him
can
to
imagine
got her to bring up Jeff.
related to.
Yeah, she really did induce that, didn't she? That was, I mean,
She got someone else to bring it up, and then she's like, "Oh, I never thought of him, but you've been talking about him incessantly to your friend."
it's too bad she didn't use those smart moves earlier in the interrogation.
To you related to.
Well, I mean,
Jane.
for her.
The only thing I could come up with was like his girlfriend Amy is recently divorced, separated,
think
not really
that's really
sure.
smart.
Sure.
She didn't bring it up at
either
all.
of those people,
Like the
So that's a subtle way to bring up a suspect without pinpointing anyone. She
Oh,
got her
okay.
friend to bring him up,
Yep, exactly.
and that's brilliant.
so
I just went back a little bit because I know we've been talking over this section, talking about the new girlfriend for Daniel now.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
like, she doesn't like her.
Yep. But why does she care if the,
Jane, do you think he would? I have to tell them about.
I think I was to tell them about him because that is the only, I mean,
God forbid.
the only thing that I can imagine related to you.
repeating a
related to
little here.
Danny.
The only thing I could come up with was like his girlfriend Amy is recently divorced, separated, not really sure.
So
But it-
either of those people,
Like the jealous boyfriend types. Like, what if the ex-husband?
right, totally. And you know that this divorce has been very stressful, and Jeff has been very stressed out by the stressfulness of your divorce.
it's been stressful, and she's been very stressed out by the stress of the divorce. It's-
She said Jeff has been stressed.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it.
I mean, what am I? I mean, I'll tell them this, right? Like, can you tell?
And when Investigator Isom comes back, you guys can just, say, and he'll ask all the questions that investigators ask that I don't think of very often because I'm a victim advocate. I don't think of it.
I think you do have to tell them.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You weren't
Not telling them.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure.
She's like, yeah, you're right, guys. I wasn't going to, but I should tell him about Jeff and his jealousy.
I wasn't thinking of it. I just kept thinking, like, who in the world
Is he someone that has, access to?
He's a professor of social work.
Okay.
He's
All right.
from the military.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't think about this guy as like, oh, there's the kind of guy.
Right.
I mean, I would.
But that's exactly the kind of guy that would do something like
Why
that. The
are-
guy you wouldn't think of.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
More just as like saying that maybe you did this.
Right.
It's just relationally, he's and he's jealous.
Right.
Exactly.
The real I'm surprised that that would be a more believable defense than a double extortion.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jeff did it? They should have gone with Jeff did it.
Something is bad. There's that. I just
he's bad.
I'm just
Something is
assuming that this
rotten in
isn't
this
true for the moment, but I guess that's not so.
And you have to look at it this way. Telling them this, if anything, will help them disqualify
Johnny, that is important to do.
Yeah, of course. Do you want to give them his number?
I don't.
They have my
So they certainly have a ton of stuff from him. So I Googled
Very true, Gary. Yeah, he actually really took them down. He did really well on the stand.
He did kill
Yeah.
on the stand. He
Mhm.
slayed. Yep.
Truscott shooting. Thank you for being here.
So you Google Truscott shooting, and what do you see?
Just that, well, you know, police investigate shooting on Truscott.
That it's on the news.
Mm.
And
Right. Yeah. Jeff left early. Taylor says the one thing that feeds my anger about Wendi walking around a free woman is not so much that she was complicit. That's a given. It's what could have happened to Jeff if he didn't leave early.
Mhm.
He certainly would have been looked at.
Yeah, he was. Well, yeah. Not only that, she was looking at him too.
Right.
She was trying to find out his schedule and stuff.
And now she can't pump that story too hard because I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for that darn Jeff.
Unfortunately, the media here tends to get places, and they can't really stop them from being outside.
how often is there shooting in like northeast Tallahassee, right? Just got drive just so open. This is what I can't figure out. How did he get to the hospital? Like, did he call them down?
Did a neighbor, according to WCTV, here.
And this should be said.
Wendi finds out things. She's all about finding out things on the,
The police department won't release his name until they notify the family, and them being in Canada puts a little bit more of a wrench into our notification because it's a little bit more difficult to do internationally. But
Yeah, do you think that he left early on purpose, Tiffie Lou, to thwart? Did he get a funny feeling? Like she kept asking him, "When are you leaving? What are your plans? What do you?" After
Well, he said that he admits now that at the time he was really blind to it, and looking back, it was obvious.
Yeah,
And he goes, but at the time, he was so smitten with her and stuff
yeah,
that, as far as he knew, she just wanted to call him or some crap,
right. He thought she was not interested, but now all of a sudden she's very interested.
the worry process,
And there's really, his injuries are really terrible.
The police got notified because a neighbor. Is it a picture of the house? Oh my God! You can see the car. You can tell it's our house.
Yeah. You can't tell it's not your house. It really appears to be a house like your house.
And they say the 2100 block of Truscott Drive. It must be still blocked off. I bet it's going to be blocked off for a while.
It's certainly a crime scene, obviously.
But it's like a thorough. I mean,
That's pretty funny.
If you think about it, Charlie, Donna, Katie, Toto, Garcia, and Wendi are all innocent. This has been Jeff from the start. Someone call the Innocence Project.
Oh no.
Oh no, I know.
use that as like a drive-through.
Now, these other people obviously know about this. Danny did show up places today.
I don't know that he had anywhere to show up today. Did he? Yeah. Like, did you know? Because like it's summertime, he works from home, right?
Right, but there are people. But imagine if any of us fall off the grid from 11 o'clock this morning. Any colleagues
that had a meeting or whatever.
Right, all of the stuff he does over phone.
Right. Well, he and I were supposed to talk about where Ben was going to school. It was
God, so helpful. She's created such a feedback loop with her friends, probably talking their ear off all this time. And then it's like an echo. She gets it right back at her when she needs it.
Right.
very unlike him that I was the one who had to call him. So like he called early this morning. I had a repair guy at the house, and he called early this morning, and I left a message, and then I called him back. I have the phone record. He called at like 9, and he told me he went to Premiere. So he says, I don't know, like I think he went straight from dropping off the boys to go to Premiere, and then he said, I'm going to do an exercise class that gets out at 10:15 or 10:30, and then we can.
Yeah, you got to think if you're in that situation dating her, it wouldn't make sense, but I would think, my gosh, is there anything I could have done differently that would have resulted in Dan not being killed?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jeff thinking to himself, I would have, that's
talk after that.
gonna
Remember
affect
how I
him
had
forever.
a voice thing? Like I hadn't talked to him. He was like, I know your voice is bad. Like, is today work? And he said we could go for a walk at the law school, or we could talk, like, and I have this message on my phone from him, which is why I said to the officer, there's no way he did this to himself. Like, 0 chance that he shot himself. You know, Danny.
I think there's 0 chance.
0 chance.
Danny would kill him.
Nobody asked if he did. Nobody
that
implied
never
that.
came up. Nobody even implied that.
Right, but it's something else that she can talk about that sounds good in the open air. And we're at 17 minutes and 23 seconds on this. We'll go to about 20 and then resume it next time on Tuesday.
Yes, 0 chance. Like, someone did this to him. So he had plans that we would, like, I mean, he said this at 9, like, we'll take a walk, we'll figure this out, we'll talk about school. And then I called him at like 11:45 or so and left a message. And that was, I thought weird, but I thought, whatever, like, and you probably thought, oh, good. But I was really anxious about speaking with them and having this be a contentious issue about where to go to school.
Oh my God.
And I didn't hear from him, and I didn't think too much of it. I just thought, like, well, they'll just call me later. And then at around noon, I had lunch plans at 1, and I was supposed to go to a friend's engagement party tonight, and it's called a Stack the Bar engagement. So I went to go find bourbon. So I went to drive.
Yeah, you wouldn't be going through Stack the Bar this and bourbon, bullet bourbon. You wouldn't be giving all these little details.
What's weird is she's like, I had to go find that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can find bourbon anywhere. I mean, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
You don't have like a Bevmo? You know,
ABC Liquor is where she went, I think.
I know, but still, I'm just like, it's not like you had to go find it.
Yep.
She knew where it was.
To ABC Liquors, and I went to go through Trescott, and it was blocked off. So I went around, and then I looked for bourbon, and then I got gas. That's why I was trying to show the officer, like, I have receipts from all these things, but I don't know.
For my alibi.
Why would you save receipts? I throw away my gas receipts.
Well, no, if you need an alibi, it's really handy to have around.
Like, I don't.
That
like,
itself looks suspicious.
all of those weird receipts of little things that you bought while he was being killed.
Yep.
If it matters, if they're at new. I mean, obviously, like, I would be one of the people that
it does sound hood, right? I was thinking that. I'm like, I thought she was Little Miss Fancy Pants.
Yep. ABC Liquors are located in all sorts of places in Connecticut.
Like, to that.
I mean, you have certainly the most contentious relationship with Danny that anyone has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, but
Just giving it right back to her.
They swapped me. Well, fair enough. Gunpowder. They should. And they asked me if I washed my hands since noon, and I was embarrassed to say I hadn't. When I last washed my hands.
So they swabbing her for gunpowder, and she makes that remark, something like, "Yeah, I'm really filthy. I didn't wash my hands since, you know." A lot of detail.
Yeah, and then they're giggling. They're back to giggling.
Right. I mean, it doesn't sound like
Jeff
a.
is somebody.
This might be a good place to start to end it. And we pick it up on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true.
This has been running a little long, so.
Yeah.
Well, you also keep pausing it. So.
Well, yeah, right.
Sorry, we're only 19 minutes in, but.
Oh, people love it when we stop at every
I'm
5
sure.
seconds.
Yeah, they love it. They always tell us.
Oh, we're sorry, guys.
Okay,
but
sorry. We will pick up from here on Tuesday.
yeah, we really enjoy watching this interrogation. I could do it all night long, but life has to be lived, I suppose.
Yeah.
I should say. So go out there and live your life tonight. Try not to do what Wendy's doing.
And avoid having it happen to you.
What is Wendi doing right now at this point? Yeah. Always fascinating to think about. All right, everybody. Renee, Sparkles.
All of our moderators.
Yep, Wesley.
And our new member. Yay!
Yay!
I'm so excited. Okay, we're adding members quite quickly, actually. I'm excited.
We are. We had a lot of gifted members, and like I mentioned, we have an exclusive episode that dropped today. 11 minutes about what was it?
You don't remember?
No, it's a surprise, but a very undoubtedly fascinating video that
oh yeah, he has a surprise in the video, and you have to guess what it is.
there is. Yeah, there's like an Easter egg at the end.
It'll
So-
tell you at the end, I guess. You could fast forward and be one of those people. But...
So head to the membership tab, $2.99 a month, and it helps us support this channel. But views and subscriptions help this channel the most, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
really appreciate
We love
all
it
of you.
all.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Have
Love
a
you
good night,
guys.
everyone.
Love you, Tiffie
And we'll
Lou.
see you on Tuesday at 7.
All right. Good night.